Welcome back to Movie Flix.
Today we are going to recap Season 1 Episode 3 of Black Mirror, titled The Entire History of You, which was published in 2011. In the near future, people shall never forget a face again, as everyone has access to a memory implant that records everything they do, see and hear. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to our channel. Now, without wasting any further time, let's begin, shall we? Liam is at a job interview. He's asked if everything is okay and he assures them that it is. He gets into a cab while an advertisement plays on a transparent screen. He is not sure how the appraisal went, so he pulls out the tiny remote and replays it many times, paying close attention to their reaction and everything they say. A device behind his ear called Grain is transmitting the memory better detail directly to his eyeball. Security asks him to rewind his last week. As he boards an aircraft, he gets cleared for the flight after the computer verifies every person he has interacted with. Fifen, his wife, is at a dinner party where Jeff is replaying a recollection after his staff at a 5-star hotel. He claims that the recollection has been damaged by a tattered carpet. Lucy greets Liam as he arrives. They exchange pleasantries and she offers him a drink. As he walks into a room, he notices his wife conversing with someone. She approaches and informs him that he has arrived early and inquires him about the appraisal. Jonas approaches and introduces himself. The visitors question Liam about the appraisal and he replies that he has no idea how it went, so they try to persuade him to watch it with them. Jonas expresses his dissatisfaction with the situation and suggests that they abandon it. As everyone else leaves for supper, Liam lingers and recalls what he saw when he went in. Lucy invites a new guest, Hallam. They are having dinner and talking about relationships. Staying with one person for an extended amount of time, according to Jonas, is boring. He also states that even if he is in a relationship, he keeps watching reenactments of previous hot times and that everyone else probably does as well. Lucy informs him that Hallam is grainless. Everyone is taken aback and she recounts that a year ago someone raped her and gouged her grain out, ostensibly to sell it to some billionaire perv. She enjoyed it after not eating it for few days. One of the guests points out that the true memories are untrustworthy and can be altered, therefore she could not go grainless. Liam and Fifen are riding home in a cab, attempting to make sense of a job review. She mentions how one of the interview drew a tick, which she believes is a good indication, but Liam isn't convinced, claiming that they were jerks. Liam later remarks that Fifen laughed with every joke Jonas spoke. When they get home, they invite the babysitter to stay at the night because she would otherwise have to wait 40 minutes for the cab. They relive the day through their children's eye. As she walks upstairs to the guest bedroom, Liam is concerned about his wife's relationship with Jonas. They also dated for a month, she claims, a year ago. He claims that she previously stated that they dated only for a week, which she disputes. Then he recalls a recollection in which she stated that they dated for a week, catching her in a lie. Later, when they are making love, they are reliving a more exciting period. He pours himself a drink after she falls asleep and late replying everything Jonas said and her answer. When he walks in, he utilizes lips reading reconstruction to hear that Fifen and Jonas were saying. When the babysitter awakens, Liam asks her if a joke Jonas said that only Fifen laughed at is humorous. Fifen appears that Liam attempts to press the babysitter for a response, making her uncomfortable. Fifen is humiliated and apologizes to the babysitter before escorting her out the door. Fifen is irritated, but Liam begs her to sit and continue to rewatch the recording of her conversation with Jonas. He observes that she becomes stiff around him, but not around Jonas. He is becoming obsessed with her and continues to probe her. Fofun confessed that they did date for 6 months and that she minimized it because it happened years ago. Liam claims that it wasn't years ago for Jonas and shows her the scene in which Jonas talks about replaying the heated aspects of his previous relationships. She begs him to calm down and walks away. Frustrated, he continues to drink while watching the same clip. Later, he gets into his car, which cautions him that he should not be driving in this current condition. He disregards the warning, arrives at Jonas' house and enters. Liam takes a bottle and begins to drink. Jonas thinks it's inappropriate for him to stroll in like this and asks whether he needs to call Vivian. Hallam walks in after Liam makes an insensitive remark. She tells him that he should leave. He takes another sip, remarks on the wonderful room, and inquires if this is where he woos his wife. Now Jonas wanted him to leave as well, and he attempts to convince him to leave. Liam smacks him in the head with the bottle. Jonas awakens in his automobile, which is smashed into a tree, with no recollection of what transpired. After that, he rewinds to observe Hallam panicked and phoning the cops as he wrestles Jonas to the ground and yells at him to remove every encounter with Vivian from his history. When this fails, he breaks the bottle and threatens to sever his throat. Jonas deletes them all and Liam finally departs while yelling at Jonas to leave his place alone. He emerges from the memory, astounded by what he is capable of. He returns home, wakes his wife and asks her if he is the father of their daughter. Vivian becomes agitated, then he recalls his conversation with Jonas. "Christ, what have you done?" she asks quietly. He jumped ahead to a point where all of the Jonas memories with Vivian can be seen, then zooms in most of the recent one from 18 months ago when she was already with Liam. In the backdrop, you can see their bedroom painting. Tears well up in her eyes. She apologizes and claims that it happened after Liam had gone for 5 days without calling her and that she was drunk at the time. He inquires as to whether they used protection, and when she responds that they did, he requests that she show him. She claims she has deleted it, but he insists on seeing the blank space in her timeline. She tries to remove it while he isn't looking, but he stops her and forces her to display it on a screen. She does not have a choice because he becomes violent, so she plays it back to him. She hides her face while he observes the entire scene. Vivian and the picture are vanished. Liam is lying in the bed thinking about their daughter. As he wanders through the house, he recalls the good times they shared when they were happy. He's standing in front of a bathroom mirror thinking. He cuts behind his ear and extracts a grain, and this is where the movie ends.
I hope you enjoyed it. As always, until next time.